Hey Patreon fam, so this is my video for reviewing Selling Tampa. I'm reviewing the entire season as a whole, not episode by episode. I mean, it was pretty short, so I can pretty much just wrap it up easily and just let y'all know my thoughts on the show. I mean, I've been hearing it so much and y'all been in my DMs, so here it is. And before I get into the review, I just want to say like the day after Christmas, like the 26th until like the 31st, it's just such a weird little limbo. Like the days just bleed into each other. And it's been a light week on my videos for YouTube because, whew, let me tell you, the blessing in disguise for me was Bravo giving us a break on Porsha's show in Salt Lake City until next week. So all I had to do was Insecure, and then I could catch up on a lot of shows. Like I finished Hawkeye, I finished Selling Tampa, I finished Harlem, which was so good. I might do a separate video, like a season review of that. Ugh, such a good show. Like I just finished it. I saw Just Like That. I hate that name. I really do. They could have just kept it Sex and the City. But I finished And Just Like That. I'm caught up with that. Ooh, Miranda. Ooh, child. What else do I need to watch? I think I might also watch the original Selling Sunset franchise. I'm gonna try to look at Succession. I've been hearing a lot of good things about that. I know a lot of y'all have been telling me about Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's just not my ministry, you know? Like, I have no idea what it's about. I have been watching Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. I just been watching it because it's like a hot mess. And it's just a show full of clowns. Like, just so many clowns in one show that I can't look away from it. Like, it's actually pretty entertaining. Other than that, I'm trying to figure out a new show to do for YouTube because, you know, y'all always gonna have the content here on the Patreon, don't worry. So keep subscribing month to month, please. But yeah, I'm gonna think of some new shows to do. Y'all be in my DMs, so I read everything, just letting y'all know that. I also heard today that Monique is now on Love and Marriage, I'm guessing DC. Like they're gonna do a whole new franchise on that. I've got maybe like 7 DMs today about that, so I will check that out. But anywho, let's get into the reason I made this video, Selling Tampa. So I heard about this show from y'all. Like I heard that a lot of people watch Selling Sunset and they did like an all black female version of it, Selling Tampa. I don't know, it was just one of those shows where I'll get to it when I get to it. So I turned it on. I'm not sure if I was high or not. I probably was. And you know, like my short review for it is I actually enjoyed it. But you know, before I get into the whole breakdown, I'm just trying to like figure out what the hype was about. Like, it's okay, but I can't see myself gushing about it. Like, oh, Chris, you have to review this. Now, if y'all loved it, I loved that. It was okay. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind a second season. Definitely keep it at 8 episodes. It was just an easy watch. Now, Harlem, that is something that deserves word of mouth. Like, I really enjoyed that. But anyway, now what do I like about Selling Tampa? I do have my notes, and I did like that it was just an easy watch. Not that much thinking involved. Like I can edit and still pay attention to it. The women are beautiful. I love the nice, nasty shade. Like, it's like professional shade. It's not outright ratchet. And it almost went to a fight, but it didn't. It calmed down. But it's more so like shade that you would find in like an email, like per my last email. So it's a luxury brokerage firm owned and operated by a black woman. I'm not sure if you call it like a brokerage firm or a real estate company. So I'm just going to call it a firm going forward. It's owned by Sherelle, and she hired all women of color as her agents. They're in a nice office. They do their little meetings there. I'm not sure if it's a stage place, but it just looks like not a lot of work goes on there, but I'm getting ahead of myself. What else I like about the show is each episode is 30 to 40 minutes. They really don't drag on per se. Like, I really wasn't bored. Like, it's just something easy I could watch in the background as I'm doing something else. Like frying catfish. You know, like sometimes it gets a little bit more interesting, but it's something great to look at while you're frying catfish. Also, Selling Tampa is basically like Basketball Wives with real estate. Because you know Basketball Wives, considering the title, there's no wives on the show. And with Selling Tampa, there's really no one selling anything. So that's why it reminds me of Basketball Wives so much. And then the ladies dress like Basketball Wives themselves. Now, what I didn't like about it, Selling Tampa, I'm gonna need them to sell a house. Like, I was 4 episodes in, I was like, none of these chicks sold a house yet. And this is the first reality show involving real estate, like with an all-black female cast. And I want to see them succeed at selling houses, and, you know, and being bad bitches while doing it and giving us the drama. But so far, I feel like technically they only sold 1 house, 1 property. And we don't even know if they closed the deal or not, or who got the commission. And other than that, we see these luxury houses and we see the commissions, but we don't see nobody getting the commissions. That's the thing. That's what I was confused about with this show. Selling Tampa, I'm gonna need you to sell something. And lastly, what I didn't like about it is it just felt a little bit scripted and highly produced, especially like the activities and parties that they did. But let's talk about each person on the show. So I'm gonna start with Sherelle, like that's the HBIC, when she says goes. She is the Shaunie O'Neal of the show. And also with her being the Shaunie O'Neal of the show, there was a lot of like conflict of interest or whatever, or the ladies can't really get bucked with Sherelle or else they'll be out of a job, you know, thank you for your services. Sherelle, I did like her. She does seem like she can be a mean girl. She definitely can be a Regina George when she's talking shit about her employees to her other employees. That's what I thought was a little unprofessional. She looks like a cross between Lisa Nicole Cloud and Nia Long. She's pretty, but that's who immediately she reminded me of. She definitely likes to be in control and she likes to manipulate. We love that. She's perfect, you know, for reality TV. I like her for that. She didn't bother me though. She wasn't a villain, but you know, she was a know-it-all and she was very Shaunie O'Neal. She's also dating Chad Ochocinco, who is Evelyn's ex. I mean, okay, no judgments there. But he lives in Miami and she lives in Tampa and she just goes back and forth. She has 2 kids or 3 kids or 2 kids and a baby on the way. Her pregnancy kind of threw me off though, because now it seems like her business is in limbo. Like, you know, is she just gonna stay home and be a housewife now? Like, you know, I'm not sure if Chad is working or not or got paper like that, but does she just want to be a baby mama and move to Miami? Or she's gonna tend to her business in Tampa from Miami? It seemed like once she found out she was pregnant, she was like, okay, I'm moving to Miami. See y'all, peace. I'm set. I don't need these commissions. I don't know what y'all gonna do. So yeah, it was just really weird. And she's definitely an opportunist. So next is her right-hand man, right-hand woman, Joanna. She's beautiful and she definitely reminds me of a Jennifer Williams type. She was definitely a Jennifer Williams. And Sherelle was like her Evelyn. She did her bidding. She was like her minion, literally. I was wondering about her role. Like, is she an agent? Is she an assistant? Is she just Sherelle's friend that she just brought on as an assistant? And it seemed like the other ladies don't really care for her. And that she's also a brown noser too. But I still liked her. And then the divorce storyline, it definitely softened her a little bit. And just like Jennifer Williams, like she came on the show about to have a divorce. But all in all, I didn't mind her. And she's good for the show too. Liked her dynamic with the other ladies because there was so much tension throughout these 8 episodes. So next up is Alexis. And I have written here, poor thing. Like, she the one who got thank you for your services. Like, she was meeting Sherelle and it looked like they were just about to have, like, you know, a little walk. They were hanging out one-on-one and Sherelle just fired her ass. And actually, I don't blame Sherelle because when I saw her selling that house, it was the secondhand embarrassment for me. Like, it's the way she didn't even know how many bathroom to bedrooms there were, or like facts of the house, or that's a tree. It's very old. I was just like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Especially for a show like this, which is the first of its kind. And clearly it showed that she was doing this as a hobby. She really didn't bring much to the show. She was more so like a C character anyway, so if she didn't come back, if there was a season 2, I wouldn't mind it. It also looks like she's never sold a house before, and she's been with Sherelle's firm for 2 years. So I see why she fired her. Next up is Carla, and I have written here, filler. And she also can't sell houses. Why the 2 Latinas can't sell houses? Were they just like diversity hires or something? I don't know. Like, they were the 2 weakest links of the ladies. Next up is Renna. I think that's her name. The tall, light-skinned chick with the short hair. She was my favorite. She was a get shit done type of woman. Like, she had her broker license. She would get into it with Sherelle when Sherelle was kind of like, you know, Sherelle's like a know-it-all. And also the scene with the ladies where she said she's going to be taxing their commission higher, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm glad that Renna stood up to her. I really hope her name is Renna or Rena. Maybe it's Rena. I don't know. But anyway, Rena held her ground and she bought her money. Like, as soon as she heard there was going to be more cut out of her commission, she was like, okay, let me find my own place. And I love that boss move. I thought that was a good storyline, how she tried to pick her 2 best agents to bring with her. I like the little conflict in that. Also, she gives some real good elegant shade. Like, I really enjoyed that. And I also found myself on her side for much of her conflict with Sherelle. So next up, I have Tennille. And I would describe Tennille as the Tammy Roman of the show. Like, you just know she from the hood and she is not to be played with. And I saw that when she got into it with Alexis at that dinner table. When Alexis called her a bitch, ooh, I feel like, you know, she's about to get out of character. But I liked her. Like, she was really professional. It looked like she actually sells houses, too. And she's about her money. That's what I loved about her. And I really admire how she just twerked at a moment's notice. Like, she really got down and got her eagle on in those 6-inch heels and those, I don't want to say it was a tight dress, but, I don't even know the dress code for selling houses, but at some points, it looked like they were dressed for the club, too. Like, they were ready to sell houses and then go to the club afterward. But I really liked her. I feel like that she should be kept as well if they have a season 2. If Don't Start None, Won't Be None was a person, it would be Tennille. So next up is Colony, and it's just such an interesting name. Definitely not forgettable. And what I wrote here for my notes was star, bombshell, bad bitch. That is a beautiful dark-skinned woman. Her skin was so beautiful. And just the opening scene when she was wearing that light blue or turquoise dress, selling that house to that fine man with the arms. I remember him. Lost my train of thought just now thinking about him. Anywho, I loved her. Like, she seemed about her business. She looked like she actually sells houses. She dressed like she sold houses and got commissions. I also loved her relationship with Aunt Sophie. Like, they were freaking frack of the series. Like, it was just the 2 of them up to no good usually. The only thing I didn't like about her was when later in the season how she sold her good friend Ann out when they approached her and Renna, about, you know, switching to a different firm, and she was like, oh, I'm going to be so loyal to Sherelle. And Sherelle wasn't even loyal to her in the end because she gave that second in command job to Joanna, her minion, instead of her. Because I'm like, how you just sell out your best friend like that, saying that, you know, she was going to leave or wasn't happy? I didn't like that part, but they made up and, you know, their relationship was good going forward. And speaking of which, last but not least is Aunt Sophie. And you could not tell her nothing. This girl has an ego. She was a bad bitch. She has an acorn head. I'm not sure. She reminds me of like a squirrel. Maybe it's just like the big cheeks or whatever. And the irony that she has an acorn head. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she went to Spelman. She gives Sadiddy bad bitch. And that's a compliment. That is not shade. She just acts like her shit don't stink though. In the beginning, I can say I really didn't care for her because why is she trying to sell a $9 million house and accept an offer at $3 million? $3 million. Like, the people on $1 Million Listing would never. I would think the people from $1 Million Listing are laughing at this show. Like, right after she off the phone with her client, she called Colin and was like, oh girl, guess what? I got him up for $4 million on a $9 million house. Lord, talk about taking the pickle juice. That scene really made her come off delusional. I get that she's about her money, and I believe that she does sell houses, but for her to try to sell a $9 million house at a $4 million offer, like I was like, does she really know what she's doing? Or is she just like winging it as she goes? But I did start to like her later in the season when Rinna came up to her and asked her to join her when she starts her own firm. And it seemed like by the end of the season, Rinna bought her own space, especially hearing that Sherelle is pregnant and she may just leave them for dead while she spending Ocho Cinco money in Miami. So I would love to just see a season 2 of there being rival firms going at each other. Even though it's kind of terrible that the only 2 black women-led firms are going at it with each other. So I don't know. I'm not sure that's the best idea, but it would make good TV. So that was the entire cast. I really love the dynamic between them. And if I had to choose who to bring back next season, it would be everybody except Carla and Alexis. Unfortunately, because they don't sell houses. And on top of that, they were boring. So as far as the season finale, I mean, it was entertaining. The fact that she fired Alexis in the first few minutes of the episode, that was something. Of course, they ended it in a party, but I just felt like there was no finality to the season. Like, a lot of things were just left open. Like, whether Rinna was going to open a firm. I didn't really buy the 2 parties. First was the baby shower, like when she was like, what, a month pregnant or 2 weeks after she let them know about it. And then the other party at this grand mansion that was celebrating Colony, her 30th birthday, it just felt like a stage party where they invited extras too. And also the final drama between Alexis and Sherelle, like that kind of fell flat for me. And I was just like, okay, what next? Is she gonna come back? Is she not? And most importantly, I was just wondering, is Sherelle gonna continue her business, or is she just gonna, you know, collect child support checks in Miami now? Like maybe she hit the jackpot. I don't know, but I wouldn't mind if there was a season 2. I would watch it and I would actually start reviewing it on YouTube if that was the case. It's just so hard with these Netflix or streaming services when they put all the episodes out at once. Like, that would literally drive me crazy. Maybe, hopefully, they'll adopt a weekly format. But yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts on Selling Tampa. I would love to hear what y'all think about it. Would y'all want another season? Who was y'all favorite? What was your favorite moment of the season? Let me know in the comments. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this on YouTube. I just wanted to make it special for y'all. Next up, I might do Harlem and tell y'all my thoughts on that because I really enjoyed it. Oh, and also I have 2 drink videos on the way. The first one is a basil gimlet, and then the second one is going to be an Asian pear mojito. I'll try to have those videos out back to back for y'all, so look out for that. And yeah, I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.